Starting at around 3 months, your baby will begin to wake up to the world around them. They emerge from the newborn haze, and you'll notice that they become more alert and curious about their surroundings. This is the perfect time to introduce them to activities that can help stimulate their senses and support their development. The Montessori philosophy emphasizes the importance of a prepared environment and allowing babies to explore and learn at their own pace. For the 3 to 6 month age, ideally you'll want to have a place in your home that is set up specifically for your baby to play and explore. In Montessori, we call this area a movement area, and it is often a mat on the floor, either of your living room or another main area of your home. And if space allows, it's a great idea to allow a low-hanging mirror that's hung horizontally for your baby to be able to see themselves and begin to learn how they look and move as a whole. In my 0 to 3 month video, I talked about the Montessori mobiles that you can begin to introduce to your baby starting at birth. Typically at this age, around 3 months, is when we will want to start introducing tactile mobiles. Tactile mobiles are designed to be manipulated by babies. They are meant to be touched and grasped and even brought to their mouth. Some of my favorites are the bell on the ribbon, the wooden ring on the ribbon, and the rainbow ribbons. And all of these are fairly easy to DIY. Around 3 months is when you will begin to see your baby making more hand movements and even begin reaching and grasping for things. You might also see the baby become aware of their hands and start staring at them in fascination. This is a great time to introduce grasping materials. We want to aim to provide objects of different colors, shapes, textures, and weights, which will give your baby a wide range of exposure. Each object will provide different tactile experiences for your baby. So for example, a metal rattle will feel cooler and smoother than a wooden rattle would. This is a picture of some traditional Montessori toys that you can begin to introduce during this 3 to 6 month period. On the left is the rolling rattle, which is easy for baby to grasp and can also be a great toy for learning to crawl. There's also a smaller version of this toy with a bell inside. And on top of that are the interlocking discs. These are designed for babies to move from one hand to the other to promote cross-body coordination. And then we have a wooden rattle and wooden grasping beads. Some other toys that I like to introduce around these months are teethers, whether that be wooden teethers, plastic, or silicone. Babies are usually starting to develop teeth or starting to teeth, and these feel really good on their gums. Babies of this age also really love crinkle blankets or taggy blankets. So if you can find, I think it's called Baby Paper is the brand. That's like a crinkly paper that babies really enjoy. Or taggy blankets, which are small, square, that usually has some tags around the outside. Another thing I like to introduce around this age are something called treasure baskets, which is essentially just a small basket that you can fill with some items. Usually something like balls can be really fun to explore, or you could put some different teethers or just anything that they may be interested in exploring, you can put together in a little basket. A lot of times my babies end up just playing with the basket, which can be fun as well. Pictures are also great for visual stimulation. You can move on from black and white cards and begin to introduce a variety of other visual cards for babies, or you can also print off some family pictures because babies do like to look at familiar faces. So I like to make familiar face cards for my babies to look at starting around this age. Gross motor skills will also begin to develop rapidly during this 3 to 6 month period. At this stage, babies start gaining better control over their head and neck muscles, which is crucial for future movements. You'll notice your baby lifting their head more steadily during tummy time and even possibly pushing up on their arms. And this newfound strength and coordination will start to prepare them for rolling over and other major milestones in their gross motor development. Your baby might also start to kick their legs more vigorously and show signs of attempting to sit up without support. You can add kicking activities to help encourage your baby to work on their feet and leg control. My babies have loved kicking this patchwork ball, and I like this because then later on I can also use it for them to roll around. Encouraging your baby through gentle play and activities like these, and providing a safe space for them to explore, are the keys to fostering these essential gross motor skills. One thing to note is that in Montessori, we try to avoid too much time in baby containers like bouncers, swings, or jumpers, and we want to allow for as much time for freedom of movement to help them build the muscles that they're going to need for rolling and crawling and eventually walking. This is also a great time to set up a low shelf to store some of the baby's toys. You can set up a low shelf with toys not too far from where the baby's movement area is. If you create some distance between the baby and the toys, it encourages the baby to move towards the toys that they see on the shelf. And we can set this up even before the baby starts rolling or crawling, because we'll notice them begin to observe the toys and look at them, and then one day they're going to start beginning to move towards the toys until finally they figure out how to get to them. It can often feel easier to place toys in our baby's hands, but in Montessori we have a phrase, never help a child with a task at which it feels it can achieve, and this can start all the way from infancy. If we only put toys in our baby's hands, we take away from them being able to learn new techniques on how to reach their toys, whether that's by rolling or slithering or crawling to get what they want. Oftentimes I hear parents say that their babies are bored around this age and that they feel they need to entertain them during their waking hours. But I think we often forget just how stimulating our environment is for babies, especially if you have things like older siblings or pets moving about. Your baby may just enjoy watching them. You can also bring them along with you as you do dishes or fold laundry. These tasks that may seem boring for us might be very exciting for your baby to observe. And if you do have a fussier baby, or maybe a baby who's not interested in some of these other toys or items that you're introducing, my trick as a mom of 3 is to take them outside. I kind of always revert back to either taking them outside or putting them in water if my kids get really fussy, and honestly, this works at any age. That's all I have for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you want to see more videos just like this, please consider subscribing. And if you want more baby content, give this video a thumbs up. That lets me know that you want more content just like this. And if you're doing Montessori at home with your baby, please leave a comment below because I love hearing about your Montessori journey. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.